All right, so this is the end of the trading day for me because my TP was hit or take profit area prior to or before getting filled. So here I am looking at the fair value gap here. I always enter on the midpoint of the fair value gap, and because it never came back up into this fair value gap, I did not have a chance to enter. That's not to say that there isn't another way to enter this trade. It's just not following the way that I trade at the moment. So this is one of those days that you just have to sit there and watch it go right where you thought it was going to go, and you're not able to capitalize on it. But that's okay because you're following the rules, and when you follow the rules, that's when you make the money. When you do the uh, button pressing, the gambling, saying I think it's going to go here, but you don't follow your rules. Sometimes you might win, but most of the time you will lose, and that's one of the big things that I always struggled with was the fear of missing out on this run. Like that could have been 74 times 4 for me. That would have been, oh boy, $300 an account each. Um, so that would have been a great day for me. But because it didn't follow my rules, I didn't enter, and that's okay because there's always tomorrow, and not literally tomorrow because tomorrow's Saturday, but there's always another day. There's always another trade. There's always another win. So I just wanted to recap why I marked up this trade, and again to recap, highs, it's where liquidity rests. Um, and so when you're in a premium on a long-term premium, you're looking for these areas of liquidity to be taken because there are resting sell orders. And so the market makers will push the market up into these areas of liquidity to give them a good place to enter and turn around and move lower. So there are people who made a lot of money from entering in on this take right here of liquidity, but not me, not today, and that's all right. And then again, to reiterate, we're looking for a fair value gap with a shift in market structure. Shift in market structure is this line right here that's showing us a willingness for the market to turn around and move in another direction. You can kind of see how the bodies of these candles start respecting the line here, and it wicks just kind of in here and then turns around, and once it comes back around and gets back in, it's kind of like it's hitting a ceiling and it's not letting it go any higher. The wicks are okay. um, the wicks just kind of show they're just coloring outside the lines a little bit. You have to pay attention to the bodies of the candles for the most part. And then if you're looking here at this fair value gap that I have marked shaded out here, I'll get rid of this so you can see it better, and this alert. Um, you can see how it came up to that fair value gap to the tick and then turned around. So that's a really big bearish sign. It shows you the market is wanting to trade lower. Um, most of the time you end up with the bodies that respect this and the wicks that go into the fair value gap, or the bodies respect the midpoint of the fair value gap and the wicks go higher. Um, but some days it's heavy enough that it won't come back and let you get into the trade, and that's okay. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to kind of clarify that. And if you draw out some of these higher time frame PD arrays, you also can see how like these wicks here are respected in the midpoint of this higher time frame fair value gap, and also the how it reacts when it gets back in here to the midpoint of this gap. It gets below it, and then it uses that as a place for expansion. There's a lot of things here that I might need to talk some more about on a different day, outside of a trade recap. But I encourage you to watch this, and then when you have questions, text me, call me, whatever. I don't care, and I'm happy to explain and let you know why I did what I did.